What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me, but I just got home off of an early morning flight, right? First thing through the door, I want to see my family. I love my family. You know, I'm a family man. I'm an advocate for families, right? Second thing, I got to get that hot shower because I got to throw the threads on. The threads make me feel like $1,000,000, but the third thing through my mind and all throughout the trip is that I gotta have that Tiege pack. Tiege makes my life uncomplicated. It's uncomplicated skincare for men. The first way that I started specifically was their level 1 system. It's a daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin. 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells. An AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun, and a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. Here's the thing. My favorite part about Tiege Hanley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really making the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin for men uncomplicated. In addition to amazing skin, members of Tiege Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price, the ability to customize your box, exclusive monthly deals, you can pause and cancel at any time, and you get free shipping. And because Tiege Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal, right? Just click the first link in the description and you get 30% off your first box, plus a free gift. It's an amazing deal. You got to get started today. You're not out here trying to look like a dusty. And if you travel as much as I do, which I'm sure most people don't, but you know me, I'm pushing my bag chasers in order to be in the top 5%, top 10%, top 1%. We got to make our lives uncomplicated, and Tiege Hanley is no better product. You got to look good. You got to smell good. And you can't be looking like a dusty. Make sure you get started today. Click the link in the description. Get that Tiege pack. Feel the Tiege, my friends. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. It is Wednesday, March 13th, 2024, year of our Lord. Another opportunity to do great things. Shout out to my friends and family out here in the chat and the streets getting it in. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition. I don't know how I do it. I don't know how we've gotten here, but I do know that it is exciting. It is an exciting journey, and I want to be able to share it with you guys. You know what I'm saying? I love life. What up, friends? What's happening? What is happening out here in these streets, man? Can I give an early round of applause for Alan Curry? Shout out to Alan Curry for holding me down on PayPal. I appreciate you, big dog. It does not go unrecognized. I also want to give a round of applause out here to Imagine Onward. Thank you for PayPal and hooking your boy up and showing me love in the club. Shout out to you. Also want to give an early acknowledgement to my dog, Mike That Dude, on Cash App. Shout out to Mike That Dude. I appreciate you, Mike. And Brandon. Shout out to Brandon. Let me give a round of applause for Brandon. Brandon came through with the whole shebang. Shout out to Brandon. I appreciate you, B. You are absolutely positively appreciated, big dog. What up, friends? Latrell came through with the early super chat, first super chat of the day. Said, what's happening? How you feel? What's up to all of my friends and family in the building? What's going on, y'all? How y'all feel this morning? You know, we did after hours last night. Hold on. I feel like my camera's off. Felt like my camera was off. I don't like it when my camera is off. I needed to be front and center. We did after hours last night, and it was cool. It was popping. A little slow motion. Getting it in. After hours is a different type of platform, man. We got the Anton Daniels channel popping off today. And I see you guys up in the chat. How y'all feel this morning? Is everybody good? Is everybody in a great space? How y'all feel this morning? I see Cartez Cookies is popping. Um, did I miss one yesterday? Your car? What did I miss? Did I miss a super chat yesterday at the end of the show? I want to make sure I acknowledge everybody. I don't want to make sure I want to make sure that I don't miss anybody. Not one person out here in these streets. We got to make sure that we acknowledge the people and we getting it in. All right. So if I missed any super chats, then y'all make sure that y'all keep me up to date of what's happening. Somebody said, no, hold on. Let me get to this one real quick before we get to the show. Marcos TTG says, I remember I ain't like AD. Then after giving Buddy a chance, I love the show. I learned a lot from. Why do y'all think? Why do y'all think that? Why do y'all think that people? What is it? I want to do a self accountability check before I get started with the show. Why do y'all think that people? I want y'all to hold me accountable. Shout out to the wealth building journey yesterday at the end of the show. Said I'm gonna have to challenge you to a game of chess. Thank you, wealth building journey. I don't think you want to do that. But why do y'all think that people, when they first run into me or they first experience my content, what do you think it is about me that's wrong or bad, or what do I need to change? Shout out to Ferry. I appreciate you regardless. Like, why is it that people why is it that people or some people, a lot of men, I can understand the women. You said it's because I hold the mirror to people's faces, never give me a chance. Like, no. I want y'all to hold me accountable. Why is it that people don't or wouldn't resonate with me? Roxy said the truth is hard to hear is nothing. You come off as aggressive and people don't hear the message at first. Huh. Interesting. Okay. So you saying that I need to be a less aggressive? I guess it's your tone. That's how I felt at first, but I realize you have to talk to people in a way in order for them to understand. Shout out to Michigan in the building. They are intimidated by your confidence. People don't. Let me see what y'all saying. I just want to get some of the feedback because, I'm not above reproach. You come off as bougie, but you're really strong and smart. Okay, why do people initially hate a person? That's what AWOL says. Why do people initially hate a person, then realize that they don't? Nothing is a preconceived notion that people see at first glance because of what you say, making them uncomfortable. I think people feel that you come across as very polarizing. My tone, they're in their emotions. People don't like confident people. Think about why I go viral. Why do you think that I go viral so often? You seem callous. Callous meaning that like I don't care or I'm unaffected by how people feel. Azriel says the truth accountability takes some adjustment when you're unaccustomed to it. Eventually they love you for it. Because you reflect something that they do not see in themselves. Ray Sean said I was cool with him from day one. I'm starting to think people just say that to get attention, and it's not necessarily anything. Nothing. Just keep it real as always. If people can't handle the fact, that's the problem. You caught off. Here we go. Cool. K. Cooper says I come off as arrogant. I come off as arrogant. Carl said you made me hold myself accountable, and it was what I needed. Anton, you're nearly perfect, and people don't like that. You think so, Kiana? I don't think that I'm perfect yet. I'm getting there. It's the old clips of expressing violence towards what? When do I express violence towards women? No, what dude said that I was arrogant? Who said that I was arrogant? Ari said, if you ask me, Anton, there's no changes that should be made on your end. People need to stop leaning into their emotions and so much and take the truth. I love the confidence and men, especially black talking, shizzle and standing on it, bag chasers. Let's get it. What is arrogance in the eye of a spectator? People don't like the truth. I was rocking out since the first time I seen you after feelings. Huh. Because, I mean, honestly, listen, if it's a way, well, that's just because you, Trini, you, see, that's that thing that we have within the community. That's that thing that you have within the community in which that's almost like when you see somebody doing good and you don't want to listen. If you identify something that's great about somebody, why you won't just say it? Y'all call people out and y'all say the negative stuff that people do. So how come y'all don't also acknowledge the good? When I stop and I pray for people, I don't get no feedback on that. But when I call people out and I hold them accountable, look at K. Cooper. Ain't nobody perfect. Shit. You out of your mind. Then why did God say, be ye therefore perfect? God said, be ye therefore perfect. Your idea, let me help you to understand something, K. Cooper. Your idea of perfection is skewed. It's skewed. Do I have to teach a Bible lesson this morning before we get started with the show? Your idea of perfection is skewed. Okay, so I'll give you an example. What is a perfect 5-year-old? What is a perfect 5-year-old? Shout out to Kim. I appreciate you for coming through on the channel also. A perfect 5-year-old is not going to do things as expected from a 20-year-old. Right? Now, it doesn't mean that 5-year-old is not going to touch the stove and say, hot. Right? But if that 5-year-old touches that stove and it says, hot, were they being bad? Or were they still operating in their innocence and perfection based off of the expectations and their learned life lessons? So perfection is not based off of a one-size-fits-all standard. And often at times when people say you're not perfect, I find that it's because they have been taught a certain way, right? And every year, and every century, and every decade, we learn something different and we readjust what our standards are based off of our own morals and ethics and whatever the standard is in society. And so if you start to see and you start to apply what perfection is based off of what your standards are, you'll miss it because you don't have any understanding based off of what God deemed perfection to be. Growth is perfection. But how can you grow if you already know everything? So knowing everything does not necessarily translate into perfection, right? We always say that somebody isn't perfect, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're not. It just means that they are perfectly what they're supposed to be at that time that allows for them to eventually grow into what it is that they're supposed to be, right? It's not necessarily about what your definition of perfect is, because I don't think that anybody in here truly understands or can apply their definition of perfection. If you get mad at me because you feel a certain type of way, does that mean that I was wrong? Do you have the same expectations for a 20-year-old as you do a 50-year-old? How do we define what perfection is? I will say to you that I will guarantee you that the overwhelming majority of people have not even read the word. And then the people that then apply what they think the word is and what the definition of perfection is from the word, other people will then apply it differently because they don't even believe in the word. Have you ever seen a perfect baby? Have you ever seen a perfect 5-year-old? Have you ever seen a perfect 10-year-old? Is it well-mannered? Why would God say, be ye therefore perfect, and he command for us to be that way if it's impossible? And here's the better question. Forget the perfection part. Why do we look for imperfections in people? Why do we look for imperfections in people? Because I don't see people seeking to understand. I see them seeking to tear down most of the time. Now, it's a difference between holding somebody accountable, and then looking to tear them down. Something to think about. Something to think about. That's not a room 9 conversation. I don't want to get too deep into that. I want to get into the show. All right, listen. I appreciate y'all. Let me read a couple of more super chats. Again, shout out to Latrell for holding me down. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Purple Haze came through with the fireball and says, "What up, AD? Yesterday's MMS show was wild funny. The last 25 minutes with the 6-foot bath bomb dude was crazy." Reptilian says, "You are the medicine inside of the candy." I appreciate that. I like that. As long as they suck on me in order to get to the medicine. Never mind. Let me be quiet. Ali says, black folks don't like being called out, and they're naturally crabs in a barrel. We have a warped reality. AD is offering water in a place of Kool-Aid. I will say it's not even just black folks. I think that's a human thing. If you've seen the way that white people fight amongst themselves on the internet, it's not just black people. It's not just white people. It's not just Asian. Man, that's a human issue. That is a worldwide human issue. Real talk. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started with the show. Again, make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Tiege Hanley, 30% off your entire order plus a free gift. Tiege is absolutely dope. Absolutely dope. Y'all don't keep saying "hey yo" in the chat. Y'all know what I meant. In addition to Tiege Hanley for sponsoring the show, if y'all have not joined the Patreon, the link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Join in with a group of people that's going in the direction that you're going in. And I heard it's supposed to be really nice outside today. What's the weather? I got started with the show a little earlier than usual. Oh, it's going to be above 70 degrees in Detroit today. And guess what? I get my bicycle delivered today. Not until I get the soft feel in our streets. Oh, my God. It's crazy. I be out of my mind. That's why I don't like people being around me that often. Because if I fall victim to my own weaknesses, yo, listen. It's one moment in life after something happens, and I think that my grown folks understand what that is, and I am almost completely disabled. I just lose all cognitive functions. I just completely go dark. I just can't see it no more. I don't know what's going on. Oh my God, just took everything up out of me. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm so out of control. Man, I have so many different emotions that come through my mind when that happened. I don't know what's going on. I've even questioned God in that moment, in that very moment when it happened. I said, God, I don't know why you made us feel this way. What is the purpose of this? What is the purpose of this, Lord Jesus? God. You are my Lord and Savior. I just don't know. I'll be so broken. I'll be trying to figure out what my life is. Yo, what did I do today? How did I get here? What is happening? I can't see. I can't see. If you ever have had a guy, listen, I know we on a Millionaire Morning Show, so I'm gonna keep it PG-13. If you ever had a guy tell you, I can't see, I don't know, what am I looking at? I'm so blind to life. Have you ever been blind to life? I be saying all kind of dumb junk. Where is my mind? I can't feel my feet. Oh my God. I be losing my head, bro. I don't know what is. Jesus. Lord, are you with me? Come on, yo. We got to get started with the show. Oh, man. If you ain't never lost your mind, you don't even know what life is. I'm such a passionate person. My emotions all come out, and I just be losing my mind, and I just be... Yo, this is a after hours conversation, but we'll get there. Maybe that's something we need to discuss on a Wednesday night show, but it's like taking a limitless pill. It's like taking a limitless pill. Oh, we'll get to Tiffany Henyard. Let me read one more super chat, and then we're going to go ahead and get it rocking with the show because we got a lot of subjects to cover. Wendell Kilgore says, good morning, AD, holding myself accountable, no excuses. Run that bag up. I instantly say this ain't nothing but the devil. Oh, and then you be like this. Get out. Get out. That's if she ain't supposed to be there. Get out. Hey, or listen. This is what the ladies, if the fellas say this, then you ain't do your job all the way. Oh, man, I got to get up in the morning. What time you leaving? You about to go? Want me to call you Uber? Hey, didn't you say you had to be up early in the morning? Time to go. Time to go. Then it's a whole nother conversation. Shout out to P. Shank. P. Shank is in the building. Says, good morning, Mr. Anton Daniels. What's happening? That walk of shame. I ain't even supposed to be here. Oh my God, Anton, you're not perfect. What about your wife? Shut up. Get out my house. Woo! What you about to do? You got something you got to do in the morning? Don't worry about it. So what you got going on? This is why they won't give me my contract. Chris James, what is happening, Chris James? You out here running up the check, man. Chris James. Chris James. Shout out to James. Shout out to Chris James running it up. What up, Chris? You ready to get started with the show, big dog? Good morning to you, big dog, too. I appreciate you. Everybody that contributes into the platforms, I absolutely understand. I love you. You guys are the best. You're the greatest of all time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all ready to run it up? Thank you, Chris. Dr. Klaus says it go from saying the name to calling her little mama a little quick. Hey, you want a water on your way out the door? You don't even walk her down. You don't walk her down to her car. Yeah. Let me stop messing around. All right, let's get it rocking. Let's get it popping. Let's run it up, y'all. Anton Daniels show tonight. I think it's gonna be a good one. I don't even know what I'm gonna talk about yet. First and foremost, we're gonna go ahead and go back. We're gonna go old school. We ain't did this in a while, so let's go old school. Quick hits, ladies and gentlemen. Quick hits, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wait a minute. Let me get me a quick hits. Boom. Quick hits. Shout out to Handsome, man. I'm going to read that super chat shortly. Quick hits. This is a segment of the show that we don't necessarily think that it deserves a whole lot of paying attention to, but we definitely want to keep y'all informed. Yesterday, I was telling y'all about a bunch of women that tried to steal a bunch of clothes down here in Detroit. In downtown Detroit, $13,000 in clothing stolen. Let me bring y'all up to speed of what's happening over in the city.
Lululemon on Woodward Avenue, a nice, safe spot downtown to shop for clothes. You just went to Lululemon, what'd you get?
2 pairs of shorts.
Wonderful. Or just a window shop.
I can't afford that.
But what you might not expect, this is the scene of a crime. 5 women are accused of being part of a retail theft ring, targeting Lululemon stores across Metro Detroit. State police were tipped off that they'd be hitting up this one on Monday.
Right downtown. Well, all the security is at. You want to try something like that? You had some huge ones.
And when these ladies walked out of the store, arms full of clothing, guess who was waiting for them? That's right, the cops. They busted them. They found $13,000 worth of.
Now that street right there that you're looking at, I walk down that street every single day. Every day I'm walking up and down that street. That is Woodward Avenue. I bet y'all didn't know that street right there was the first paved road in America. The first paved road in America. And they decided that they wanted to come to my city. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Clothing, and they're expecting that these ladies were responsible for much, much more.
It's a lot of clothes and a lot of money.
He ain't kidding. Police believe the 5 women are responsible for up to $125,000 stolen from Lululemon stores. I mean, $125,000?
That's a lot of retail.
Yeah.
It's a lot of retail.
That's crazy.
The 5 women accused awaiting arraignment and being investigated by the state police fraud unit. If convicted, the only outfits these accused thieves will need come in orange.
Listen. Get out of my state. Don't come to my state. Don't come to my city. Don't come nowhere around here trying to steal. I know y'all been stealing in California and Seattle and San Francisco and New York and Chicago. We not having that here. We not having that here. Get on out. Get gone. Get gone now. Get gone now. We not having that here. No more. It's safe. We got our good white folks and our Asian folk and our black folk and our Arabic folk and our Hispanic folk, and we got the people over in Mexican town, and we be getting it popping, and we are having a good time. We don't want nothing. As a matter of fact, it's 313 Day. Yo, it's Detroit Day. Shout out to my city, Detroit. Yeah, it's gonna be popping, and the weather is good. It's gonna be a great day today. Get gone out of my city now. Don't come here with that foolishness. We are not having it over here in Detroit. All right, so any of these modern women that want to get their little Atlanta on, y'all little theft ring on, you can go ahead and get on. In addition to that, we going to go over to Chicago real quick. A man decided that no. We're going to hold off on that. We're going to go to Chicago. A young girl and a man was unalived over in Chicago. It's a sad, sad story. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel. Check this out.
Also breaking this morning, Chicago police find a 15-year-old girl and a 24-year-old man dead inside of a parked car in the Roseland neighborhood.
And now they're looking for who fired those shots. CBS 2's Mugo Odigwe live at Chicago Police headquarters with what we're learning from investigators. Good morning, Mugo.
Yeah, good morning. Chicago police say the 15-year-old girl and 24-year-old man had multiple gunshot wounds on their bodies. Let's get you right to video of what that scene looked like as police officers investigated. You can see they're focused on this black SUV. It appears that is the same car the victims were in when the shooting happened. You can also see the passenger side window is shot out, and there are at least 4 bullet holes on the door. We noticed evidence markers right next to what looks like money on the ground there. The shooting is near 109th Place in Wentworth. Chicago police say they were called here just after 12:30 this morning. They tell us both the girl and the man were pronounced dead at the scene. And right now, Chicago police are not saying how that 15-year-old girl is related to the 24-year-old man. They're simply saying they're still investigating, and no one has been arrested in this.
Now, we know that ain't nobody been arrested. That goes without saying. Nobody is ever going to be arrested over in Chicago. That's a fact. Very rarely do you actually get a real arrest. That's number one. Number two, bag of money, sound like a hit. I don't know. Number three, 15-year-old, it's just bad. It's just bad all the way around. It's bad all the way around. It's unfortunate. And then you start getting other people involved and kids. And that sounds like a hit, honestly. It just sounds like a hit. It sounds like a hit, and it feels very, very bad. Did you hear about the 14-year-old unalived in St. Louis in a fight at a local Hazelwood Hospital. Eastwood High School got a critical in the head. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard that they hit their head on the ground and they bashed their head. I did. I heard about that. I didn't even want to report on it. It was so bad. But over in Dallas, a man steals a car with a woman in the back seat and then crashes out. Y'all got to check out this story.
A Dallas man is charged with murder after police say he stole a car with a woman in the back seat. When he wrecked, she was killed. Good evening, I'm Steve Eager. The victim was a backseat passenger in the car when it was stolen from a Dallas store. It's seen on surveillance video. Police said the car was going at a very high rate of speed right before the crash. Fox 4's Alex Boyer with more on what happened. Alex.
Hey, Steve, and according to an arrest warrant affidavit, Darian Thomas said he was inside of a gas station when he noticed a car pull up and two people got out and walked inside of the gas station. So he told police that he walked outside to see if the car was still running. It was, and that's when investigators say he stole the car driving off, then realizing that a woman was inside the back seat. A minute later, that woman was dead. Pieces of debris lying in the road marked the spot where a deadly car crash came to an end early Sunday morning in southeast Dallas.
We came out here to see, but we saw the car out there. It was pretty bangled, and there was a good amount of cop car presence out here.
Mireya Diaz lives nearby, right where Murdoch Road makes a sharp curve turning into Dowdy Ferry Road. According to Dallas police, a man later identified as Darian Thomas stole a black Honda Accord from the parking lot of this Fox gas station located approximately a mile away on Murdoch Road. Police say the owner of the car and her husband went inside the gas station but left the car running with a friend lying down inside.
What we know at this point is that he stole the vehicle from a nearby business with the victim in the back seat, and then he sped away and then crashed, hitting a pole.
A security camera from a nearby home on Murdoch Road captured the car speed by before crashing into a power pole. You see the car burst into flames upon impact.
The girl, unfortunately, she was out on the street and people were still trying to pass by.
The victim, who was ejected from the stolen car, was identified in an arrest affidavit as Karen Mariela. A witness told investigators Thomas crawled out of the car and told the witness his legs were broken and that he stole the vehicle because he needed a ride to work. He then asked the witness for a gun to kill himself. The report also states that Thomas increased speed and drove recklessly when complainant Mariela began yelling at him. The report states Thomas was driving in excess of an astonishing 200 miles per hour at.
Is that possible? Can't be driving in excess of over 200 miles an hour in a Honda Accord.
Thomas was driving in excess of an astonishing 200 miles per hour at the time of impact. Said he was going 260 miles per hour. There was no way.
Yeah, that I'm not sure if that's part of the ongoing investigation.
I can't even imagine the feeling she had, just the terror, the fright, you know, just all the emotions that she had at that same time, and then everything going on at once. It's overwhelming.
Prayers up for the victim. You fall asleep in the back seat of the car. Next thing you know, you wake up with a dude going 100 miles plus per hour, hitting some kind of utility pole. Car bursts out into flames. You get ejected. His legs is broken. He lives. He lives. Why is it that the drunk drivers, the thieves, and all of them, how come they always live? How come they always live? I don't understand that. So your whole life is encapsulated in roughly a 1.5 minute circumstance of you falling asleep in the back seat. You wake up, dude is speeding that got a tattoo on his neck. You get ejected from the car, and that's just the end of your life. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Wow. What a way to go out. What a way to go out of this world. Such a beautiful young lady. Don't know what her future was ahead of her. We don't know if she had kids. We don't know who loved her. We don't know what her family was. Worked the next morning. Everybody just getting reports saying she got ejected from a car because a dude stole a car and was going 100 miles an hour. Jesus. Life is precious, man. It's very, very precious. It is so precious. We act like we got to respawn, and it is unfortunate. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is your quick hits. Let me read a couple of super chats, and then we're going to get it popping with the show. Handsome Man says, Tiff seems to keep staying fresh in the news. I don't know what's wrong with this woman. We about to go over to Tiffany Henyard. She the gift that keep on giving. Ready for Stock Club tomorrow? Yeah, that's for the bag chasers. If you're a bag chaser, make sure you tune in to Stock Club in the morning. Sly Guy 23 says, now they coming home. I just couldn't imagine waking up or getting a phone call saying that happened. That is one of the saddest stories that I've heard of in a long time. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Y'all ready to get started with the show? Let's get it popping. Well, as you guys know, breaking news that got released the night before, and it basically highlighted that not only was the Vegas trip probably being spent unauthorized on taxpayers' dime, we also know that she's trying to raise taxes in Thornton Township, and that the whole county and the cities got deficits, and the people is actually good people over there in Dolton and in Thornton Township, and somehow, some way, she became the supervisor. And let this be a lesson that you guys have to get involved. I say every single day, that is more important for you to become an informed voter. And then on top of that, you have to realize that what happens in your city and your local elections is way more impactful to your everyday life than what is happening on a national scale. We'll go and we'll all go and vote and turn out in record numbers for the national election, but we won't actually vote for what's happening in our own townships and our own cities. We just completely remove that. We don't pay attention to the millages. We don't pay attention to who's the supervisors, the trustees, the city council members, nothing. We just be like, don't worry about it. But we know that the trustee is being accused, not that he's convicted, not that he's guilty, but he's being accused of busting down a chick unauthorized against her will. We don't know what the results are going to be of that. They was out in Vegas. They said, well, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And right after that, something bad happened, but they tried to cover it up and nobody said nothing. They never was forthcoming. And they also fired the young lady according to her allegations, right? So this woman continues to stay in the news. She also dropped a preview for her YouTube blog, whatever. I don't know what she got going on. This lady's crazy, all right? I've never seen a woman this crazy before in my entire life that torpedoed the whole city and then torpedoed her own self because she's going down, down, down. Red team going down. But they talked to a lot of the trustees. You know, the ones that didn't go on a trip. They talked to the trustees, and the trustees had this to say when hearing about the news. They found out about it in the same way that we found out about it.
You read the document.
Yes.
And those, that is an official complaint from the Illinois Department of Human Rights. They have launched an investigation into the mayor of Dolton, Thornton Township, and this unnamed trustee. You read the document, you started crying. Why?
That could have been any one of us. That could have been either trustee. That could be anybody. That's somebody's daughter.
Facts.
And you have violated this young lady. That's like a punch in the gut. To do something as you have done or allegedly have done and to not speak about it, to cover it up. How could you live with yourself? How? I couldn't live with myself even knowing that something like that happened and I didn't say anything about it. Here's a person,
Let me ask you this. Could this young lady said she went to the mayor to try and, explain what happened. The mayor said, I'll take care of this. Don't worry. And then she gets put on FMLA and loses her job. Could something have been done differently by the mayor who she looked up to, this young lady?
Absolutely. She herself should have launched an investigation. An investigation. This happened on your watch.
Facts.
You should have taken action immediately. Absolutely. Absolutely. You have a daughter. Do you not feel anything? Absolutely. To do that, you have a daughter. You have an obligation to this village. You are the leader. You are the leader. To let something like that go by and not get involved. You are just as much
responsible.
Oh my God.
What do you think about the allegations you just read in those complaints with the Illinois Department of Human Rights?
I'm appalled. I'm literally sitting here shaking because I cannot believe that something like this has taken place. It's disheartening right now, and it's disheartening on so many levels. Regardless of what we're going through in politics, this is somebody's livelihood. This is someone that, oh my God, I'm just appalled. This is a woman. This is a woman that I don't know, what has happened, but just even these allegations and for someone to have the leader that's in our community that always speaks on Black women to cover up something like this is outrageous. I'm furious. I can't believe this. I'm furious. This makes no sense. I'm hurt and I'm furious.
And I think one of the things that's really unfortunate about this is not just that things are being alleged, but also as a leader, you absolutely have to take responsibility and accountability because you are now responsible for the people that you have with you. So the problem is not just the accusation. What's up, Sia? Got something to say? The problem is also the cover-up because that's not what leaders do unless they have more of a personal interest to be successful than they have as far as trying to maintain power. Here's the other part of it that we still not leaving out. They out there partying in Vegas on taxpayer dime. They're out there partying in Vegas on taxpayer dime. And then this happened.
That means that these people have known about this for some time.
Yep.
It's almost a year later. And to find out something like this,
yep,
this makes no sense.
Everybody should be prosecuted to the full extent.
Fullest extent of the
Everyone
law.
involved. Even if you knew about it and you covered it up, you as well should take part of this blame here. You should take fault. Something should happen to you as well. If you know something, say something.
That's why y'all got to be careful of the people that y'all keep company with. Because a lot of times, they will put you in harm's way. They will put you in a space where you shouldn't even been having this conversation or you shouldn't even have had to answer that question in the first place. And now you have to answer for something that you might not have even been involved in. And so you got to be careful of the company that you keep. I don't go and hang out with everybody. I don't go out of town with everybody. Yo, I remember when we first started, we had started touring when I was with another channel or whatever, right? And we did a couple of shows. And people couldn't understand why I flew in with my chick. I took care of business. And I was on the first thing smoking. Then I looked on Instagram and I looked at the stories and all of the videos. And what did I see? Everybody was partying and throwing drinks back, and they was on camera. And I started seeing dudes out there with their shirts off in the middle of, what was we at? Houston, Dallas, Atlanta, something like that. It was something like that. And I was like, I was up there watching it from my hotel room. And I was on a 6:30 a.m. flight. First thing smoking. I was back out of the door. Man, I'm not getting involved with what y'all got going on. I don't want no parts of this. I don't want no parts of it. Look, when you ask Anton, I don't even know what happened. I have no idea. I'm here to fulfill an obligation, and I'm gone. I'm gone. People was hitting me up. Yo, Anton, you going to the after party? Is that sanctioned? Was that part of the promotion? No. Rita, no. Rita will tell you, I was gone. I was on the first thing smoking. I'm too smart. I done seen too much happening in these streets. I done seen it play out left. I done seen it play out right. I done seen it play out all kind of ways. But you know what the way that I didn't see it play out? With me in attendance. I don't even show up. It's like, yeah, we going to this after hours party spot. I was like, oh yeah. It was like, you coming? I was like, yeah, I'll think about it. Word. Then they gonna call me the next day. Man, you ain't even show up. Ah, man, I was tired. You know, I had a long date. I had an early flight. I am Ruben Pfeffer when it comes to after parties. Was I getting paid? Wait a minute. We went to Vegas to go to a conference. I didn't know that we was going out to go have fun and party too. This ain't part of my itinerary. I don't see that. I don't see that at all. I got to do hardly initiated, right? So I'm talking with the boys over there and they're like, Anton, you got to come through and do the show, right? I fly in that day and I fly out next morning. If I could get a flight the same night, if I could have got a red eye, I would be red-eyeing at home. Man, I ain't got time to be sitting here playing no games. I don't want to hang out in Atlanta. It's nothing for me in Atlanta. Then that's how you end up on a vlog. Oh man, we got an undercover. Undercover what? I'm gone. First thing smoking, bro.
This trustee always speaks. If you know something, say something. Well, you've done something and you said nothing.
I think I'm saddened by it, and I think that it's a lot to digest at the moment. Being a woman in this town where, you know, we've been fighting in terms of for transparency in general. And the biggest fear is always, how far is this going to go before someone gets hurt? And now I feel like this is what it's coming to.
Meetups is coming soon.
When you say how far is this going to go before someone gets hurt, what does that mean?
In the village, we actually a few weeks ago we asked, we set a resolution, put a resolution in place so that we can ask that the FBI come in and investigate our leadership and our administration, because we know some things aren't right. We just didn't know to what extent. And now this just goes back to the lack of transparency, because there's no way that this should have taken place. And as a board, we not know about it.
A lot of things that happen out here, only a certain select few know what really goes on out here. So everybody is not privy to that information.
Did you know anything about this incident?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
This was news to you reading that?
News, shaken up, saddened. Just appalled.
Did anybody, by a show of hands, how many of you knew about these allegations?
No.
Best thing that could ever happen to them ladies is not even being on a trip. Let me say that again. Best thing that could have ever happened. Look, everything that looked fun. Oh, y'all, we about to go to Vegas. First thing I ask, no lie. First thing I say when people say, yo, we about to do this. Like, who all going? Yeah, this Jason, Man. Like, I'll think about it. Oh, Anton, you always say you're going to think about it. You ain't going to come. I said, I'll think about it. Don't worry about it. I thought about it. I ain't going. I ain't going. Man going. Y'all know what Man did the other day? Man, listen. Last night, I wish I could show y'all the picture. Last night, before I jumped on After Hours, Rita sent me a picture of somebody that we know in the hospital. He took a selfie in the hospital. He was all bloodied up and beat up and scars on his chest and stuff like that. I said, ooh, what happened to him? Rita said, I don't know. This is what he posted on Facebook. I said, ooh, must be crazy. Remember when he invited us to go and hang out? Rita was like, yeah. I said, nah. People be inviting me to parties and junk. What? You don't want me to come to the party. Why not, Anton? Because it's going to cost you. I got to pay you to come to the party. I said, no, it's not just paying me. You got to pay for my security. You got to pay for the people that surround me. You got to pay for my flight. You got to pay for my hotel. My security is very, very expensive. Very, very expensive. Man, you don't need security. We got you. No, you don't. No, you don't. I roll with white men. White men, that's formerly of certain governmental branches. They are very much authorized to take you out. One right next to me, I'm in the black truck. Black truck all day long. You don't want me to come to your party. It's going to cost you. It's going to cost you more than what you pay for the party if I come to your party. The way I go is a little different.
They never tell us much anyway, so we're used to it.
There was no scuttlebutt?
Nothing.
What happens next? Will this be brought up, part of the agenda? Are we going to discuss this? What happens next? What's the next move as you all as trustees?
My thing is that everybody involved, if you hold a position, you should resign immediately.
Facts.
There's already enough shame being brought to this village. How much more? How much more? You should resign your seat.
Are you talking about the trustee the
unnamed trustee, mayor, even if you're for the township, because we're part of the township, you should resign as well.
Would everybody agree to that?
Absolutely. This is ridiculous. I would say that Tiffany Henyard, Mayor Tiffany Henyard, Supervisor Tiffany Henyard should definitely resign immediately. For you to cover up something like this, allegations of someone doing this to someone, is horrible. And you cannot lead the village of Dolton under these circumstances. That's why when we had the special meeting about FBI investigations and outside sources, it had nothing to do with this, because we didn't even know about this. This just adds to the plate. Somebody has to come in and do something. This is terrible for us. And I feel sorry for the young lady. I'm a woman. I have a daughter. And she has a daughter, and she gets on TV and says, the black woman, how could you do this to another black woman? This is terrible.
People wonder why we fight so hard, and it's like we're not fighting to be defiant, but we're fighting for what's right.
Oh, I know. This is the last straw right here. This is too much.
Yes.
This is
something definitely, as you said, has to be done. It has to be done. It has to be done. You are as much of the blame as everyone else is. When you keep something,
come on, cameraman, get it together.
Knowing that this happened on your watch, do you have a heart? You always speaking, God has me. Well, who has us?
She said, you got a different God than me. We all got different gods. Your God not the same as my God. Man, listen. I be hearing people trying to insult me. They be like, Anton, on the weekdays, you always late night live streaming. You always on YouTube. Yeah, I know. We be having a good old time in the safety of our homes. Look, by the time 12 o'clock come, I'm in the crib. By the time 12 o'clock come, the whole reason why we initially started Fight Club, when Fight Club was popping, was to keep people inside of the house. I have never seen anything good that came out or turned out after 12 o'clock. Not once. See, that's the thing. The beautiful thing about it is that when everything start popping off, they're going to be like, Anton, so you bought the bottle of beer at 12. No, I wasn't even at the store. I was on the internet. We was running up a check. We was making money. We was having fun. We was laughing, creating good content, being controversial, arguing with each other, debating over Dame Dash and Drea's baby daddy and all of this other type of stuff, and we were safe. We were safe. We were in the house. We was losing sleep. You know what I'm saying? We woke up a little drowsy. We might have missed church in the morning. But one thing is for sure and two things is for certain. We was alive. We were alive. Okay, so listen, you can say whatever you want to say. Fact of the matter is, I was right here on the internet in my safe space. And while y'all was out here causing chaos and ruckus and flying out and doing whatever it is that you wanted to do, I was having a good time. So it's always safer. It's always safer to be sitting inside. I don't know what else y'all want us to do. Y'all want us to be out here crashing out with y'all? I am just fine. I am doing just okay. By the time that the streets start letting everything out, I'm not going to be there to see it. I'm going to be right here inside of my safe space. Carolina's own DJ K Smooth is in the building. Says, good day, AD, and the bag chasers and everyone. Glad to be in the chat. I'm in the gym, feeling great, rebuilding, maintaining the true temple. Stay blessed. Shout out to DJ K Smooth from Carolina. Carolina's own DJ K Smooth. Rosita of Tila. I like that. I like the Betty Boop. Says, Tiffany is showing everyone why you must pay attention to your local elections. Local elections, y'all. Handsome man says, absolute power absolutely corrupts. Y'all think that that's true? Y'all think that absolute power absolutely corrupt? I don't know. Pookie's friend Ray Ray says they said Miss Henyard is building a museum for her wig. Y'all so ugly with that. Twatter54 says they need to make Dolton great again. Shout out to my Canadian brethren. I'm definitely touring up to Toronto. I might hit Windsor, Toronto, Vancouver, all of that. Brittany B says, Fight Club a safe space? Oh, yes, it was. Until it started getting toxic. Listen, Fight Club ran its course. Fight Club did what it was supposed to do when it was doing what it was doing, and it was time to let it go. Sometimes some things are better left in our memories. You know what I'm saying? When I couldn't control, people were starting to get into it with each other and say, oh, man, I want to pull up. I want to start it. Nah. We not doing that. I couldn't get people to get themselves together. I said, okay, well, then we going to go ahead and make this disappear. Mayor Adams. Let's move over to New York, ladies and gentlemen. Mayor Eric Adams embattled Mayor Eric Adams every day. Could not imagine being the mayor of New York City. Could not imagine being the mayor of New York City. Is defending migrant arrests and stun guns. Defending it, gotta defend his city. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.
We're gonna begin with that reaction to that video that showed police using a stun gun on a migrant as he held his one-year-old son at a shelter.
The Immigration Coalition calls it troubling, but Mayor Adams is backing the actions of police.
Eyewitness News reporter Michelle Charlesworth in the newsroom with our lead story tonight. Michelle.
Well, the baby, let's first of all say, was not hurt. Appropriate and necessary action was taken by police, according to Mayor Adams. Keep in mind, we are showing you cell phone video obtained by the New York Times, but the mayor spoke with the police commissioner who saw this from body cameras worn by the responding officers. This is video obtained by the New York Times. This was Friday night around 10. Police responded to a call from a shelter in Jamaica regarding an intoxicated man threatening staff. He would not leave. At one point, the man was holding his one-year-old son. This is a picture obtained by the Times that seems to be the baby in a striped onesie. The man was ordered repeatedly to hand the child over to safety. He was dry stunned by police, which police say is more precise. Once that baby, who was unhurt, was out of his arms, he struggled with police officers before being taken into custody.
So wait a minute. I don't really understand the problem. He was using a baby as a hostage. He took his own baby in a onesie as a hostage. Wait. Hold on, wait. When did migrants start getting rights? Illegal migrants start getting rights over here in the United States of America. When that happened? We over here wrestling with people? When did we start negotiating with people that ain't even supposed to be here in the first place? Listen, if you can't get your lives together, this is what my speech was. If I'm Eric Adams, I'm going to come into the migrant shelter. Hey, what y'all doing over there? Stop dry humping her. Hey, what you doing? You smoking crack in the corner? Stop it. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this once, and I'm going to tell you one time only. We already feeding you. We already got to be a part of this Biden agenda to keep our borders open. You ain't supposed to be here in the first place. No. Say something. Say something again. ICE. Pay attention to her. If she say one more thing, you gone. What am I going to, Eric? Somewhere outside of this country, but you ain't going to be here. And I'm not giving you a bus ride. You going out on your head. Now, this is my speech if I'm Eric Adams. Now listen, I'm not about to be sitting here spending no extra money. We not putting no metal detectors. You come in here, you get in here, and you behave. You sit your monkey butt down and you pay attention. Who over there having babies? No, not on American soil. Get them out of here. ICE, get them out of here. So let me tell you something. If I hear one more complaint, and y'all not holding each other accountable, everybody go. Everybody got to go. You had your shot. You had your chance. You got to go. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I don't hear nobody complying. Do you understand what I'm saying? Oh, sorry, Mr. Eric, we won't speak English. Well, you had enough sense to say you Do you get what? Do you hear the words that's coming out of my mouth? Do you understand? Not going to be sitting here defending, going back and forth, negotiating with people that ain't supposed to be here. What we talking about? What you doing over there in court? Why is she pregnant? If I see one more of y'all get pregnant, if it's one more pregnancy here trying to finesse the American system, you gone. You out. You out of here. You're not going to be sitting here trying to have American babies. No. Listen, I know what y'all think that this is, but this ain't that. This ain't no whorehouse.
This person was under the influence of alcohol, holding a child. Those officers had to get that child
Look,
from
he up
him,
here.
so that child
He got to
was not
discuss
going to
this.
be endangered.
The mayor and police were
Look
able
at
to
this.
see a different view.
All of this is on body-worn camera.
Hey, stun everybody. Stun everybody. Everybody got to go. Everybody got to go. Whether you like it or not, you going.
Those officers responded to a person who was dangerous, and he took appropriate actions. They wanted to get that child out of that gentleman's hand after warning him several times, asking him to turn over the child several times. He refused to. He was violent. He was volatile. They had to take that necessary action. And, based on our review, those officers took appropriate action.
I agree.
Again, the baby was not hurt. The man in the white shirt has been identified as 47-year-old Yanni Cordero, who's arrested and charged with resisting arrest, as well as other charges, including acting in a manner injurious to a child. Again, the baby's 1-year-old. His wife, 23-year-old Andrea Parra, also was arrested because she allegedly interfered. The couple was held for about 24 hours over the weekend. They are from Venezuela. They have 3 children total. They have been here since December. They have now been moved to a Brooklyn shelter over the weekend. Child Services took care.
Anybody see a problem here? Does anybody see a problem here? Am I the only person that's looking at this and saying, from Venezuela, 3 children, wife is evil, you evil, he coming in drunk? Does anybody see a problem here? Wait, listen. And then they gave him some new digs. They said, listen, you being real unruly over here in Jamaica. We gonna have to get you over here to Brooklyn. Brooklyn! Is anybody seeing this and saying, yo, we got a problem here? And we probably shouldn't continue to bring these people over here. And they over here drunk and using their own babies as shields. We don't even know if that's their real name. We don't even know if that's their real name. We don't even know if that's his real wife. Where's they marriage papers at? What is happening here in the United States of America? Jesus Christ. Meanwhile, over in New York, they are cracking down on these ghost cars. Yeah.
A new multi-agency task force has been formed to crack down on these ghost cars. More than 6 dozen vehicles were seized, hundreds of drivers given summonses. All this happened yesterday. Drivers often use fake plates to evade tolls, a problem that many fear will get only worse when congestion pricing begins in Manhattan. Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Ray Cohen live at the RFK Bridge with our lead story tonight. Sonia.
Yeah, Bill, behind me are some of the cars that are left that were seized yesterday, that were taken off the road with this new task force on the job. This task force consists of city and state agencies, the NYPD, the Triborough Bridge and Tunnel Authority, the Port Authority, the New York City Sheriff, and others, all with an interest in making sure that people aren't driving ghost cars and in sending a message to the public not to think about it when congestion pricing hits.
I'm going to read that shortly.
We have been doing these operations locally for quite some time. Now we're joining a larger operation both on the state and city level.
In one sweep yesterday, the multi-agency operation here on the RFK Triborough Bridge and a couple of other locations issued nearly 300 summonses, made 8 arrests, and impounded 73 vehicles with phony or disguised plates. With congestion pricing on the way, the MTA is interested in making sure everyone's plates are legit and can be seen by the plate readers so that tolls are paid. But the NYPD is very interested in finding them too.
We're seeing the same photocopied fake plate used on different vehicles, fleeing the scenes of separate crimes.
Some of the most dangerous criminals in the city, they have various sets of plates in their vehicle, and they are changing them throughout the night. So this initiative is a proactive way of catching them.
Last year, obscured or phony plates cost the MTA $50 million. Today, in a show of cooperation, the heads of the city and state agencies looked at some of the vehicles just seized and called for legislation that would also allow them.
Oh, snaps. Where y'all get that from? Wait. Let me back that up.
Agencies looked at some of the vehicles just seized and called for legislation that would also allow them.
That's crazy. That is insane. Did y'all see how that flipped? Did y'all see how that plate flipped? That's crazy.
To seize some of the gadgets toll cheats use. For now, the agencies are putting their time and resources together to bust the owners of the untraceable ghost cars.
The Ghostbusters have arrived, right, Mayor? All right, you see.
Yeah. So basically what people are doing is, in order to avoid paying the tolls, what they do is they put all of these different mechanical devices, or they switch the plates out or whatever, and then they flip it over, and then they go through, and then they flip it back over, and that's crazy. That's crazy. I never, it's so tripped out seeing places with tolls. I know Chicago got tolls. Everywhere in Florida got a toll. And I racked up so many tolls in Florida. It was crazy. And in New York and them, they got tolls, but I've never got to experience the tolls because I don't drive in New York. Whenever I go to New York, I usually just catch an Uber or public transportation. So I heard that it's like a new surge pricing that's happened in New York. What do y'all know about that? It's like new surge pricing happened in New York. Is that a thing? Let me see something. Surge. Congestion pricing. I ain't know nothing about this. So I guess that this was implemented last year. New York is just taxing y'all. They is kicking y'all butt. Have y'all seen this? Congestion pricing? Passenger cars maybe began paying as much as $15 per pass. MTA to hold public hearings on congestion pricing. I don't know nothing about that. Let me see. New York City's plan to charge motorists driving into Manhattan Central Business District inch forward as proposed. Oh, I did do that. I did check that out. Remember I did a whole review on this? Toll pricing. The agency which operates the city subways, buses, commuter rail trains is implementing congestion pricing tolling plans. Passenger cars with an easy pass will pay $15 during peak periods, while trucks pay $24 and $36 just to go into Manhattan. I didn't know it was that much. We'll bring in an additional $1 billion annually that the transit agency will borrow against to raise $15 billion for its $51 billion multi-year capital budget. That spending plan includes modernizing subway signals, extending the second half subway to 125th Street, adding escalators and elevators to make the system more accessible for everyone. Man, forget all of that, bro. Forget all of that, bro. I covered this, but I didn't remember that it was going to be that much money. That's insane. Jesus. Good God. Y'all getting absolutely destroyed out there. What? Let me ask y'all a question. With all of the better places to live, especially how a lot of these cities had evolved, a lot of people don't even understand how dope some of these cities are because you've never visited. Like, you can get small town pricing and big city feel and a lot of these other places that's not as expensive. And I know a lot of these places aren't as popular, but I visit them all the time. Like, I like to visit places that's off the beaten path, and they're not as visible, right? They're not New York, they're not Atlanta, they're not Chicago, it's not LA, it's not Miami, it's not going to be Houston per se, right? But when you visit a lot of these smaller cities, they have a small time feel. When you go to Raleigh, when you go to Milwaukee and those type of places, Cleveland is dope. A lot of people don't understand that there's some very, very non-expensive places that have a better feel. Charlotte, I heard, is pretty dope out in Charlotte. I heard it's a little bit expensive. But it's a lot of places that got some really, really great cities, and y'all just haven't visited them. It's y'all, and so everybody trying to go to the same cities. Like, spread out. Go and visit other places. Check it out. You can get way more bang for your buck. Property taxes is super cheap. The cost of living is down significantly. You can make way more money there, and you'll have a better experience. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. A lot of y'all ain't up on it, but it's some really, 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 really great places. San Antonio. I heard San Antonio, them girls down there like churros. But I heard that. Pittsburgh is my number 2 spot. Pittsburgh is one of the best cities ever. I love Pittsburgh. Man, I'm in love with Pittsburgh. I love going to visit Pittsburgh. It's such an awesome place to be. Shout out to my Pittsburgh people out there in the streets. Let me read some of these super chats, and then we're going to continue over with the show. Handsome man said, migrants got rights when Biden figured out he needs to replace the black vote in the polls. That's one of the reasons why it's happening, I believe. Torrance Daniels says, haven't been able to catch the live shows. Been on the chase, but I definitely watched the repost. Keep doing what you do, AD. Shout out to Torrance Daniels in the building. I love my guys, and shout out to the Bag Chasers. If y'all not a part of the Patreon, link is in the description, as well as pinned to the top of it. Man, I'm coming back to Pittsburgh. As soon as I get an opportunity, I'm shooting right out to Pittsburgh. That's my first city that I'm going to be hitting outside of Biloxi. William Livingston says, so the man using the baby as a shield, what a coward. Agreed. Dame Sniff is in the building. Dame says, Anton, ay. Shout out to Dame. Handsome expressions. I'm so tired of calling y'all handsome, but I got to read the super chats. What's good, AD? They're getting pregnant and on purpose to get citizenship quicker, and it's become a trend in the shelters. I know. It's a lot of people that fly over here pregnant and have their children over here. Pookie's friend Ray Ray says they look like a family from the last truckload. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Hello? Hey, what's going on? Yeah, that's fine. Can you go ahead and sign for that, please?
You say what?
Can you go ahead and sign for the delivery, and then I'll pick it up when I get back?
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, I'll pick it up.
Yes, sir.
All right, bye-bye. I love my building. I love my building. And I love my people in my building. They say, yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. Mr. Daniels, you have a delivery for you? That's my new bike. We're going to be riding that bike today. Mr. Daniels. Mr. Daniels, you have a delivery? You know, it's nothing like older people. I love older people because they courteous. They take care of business. They always on the job. They always on time. And they don't have no problems. And they call you every time I come into the building. Do you want me to take that out for you, sir? Do you want me to take that out for you, sir? Yes, sir. Go ahead and bring that on up. Sign for me. Mr. Daniels. That man, listen, I'm telling you, that man he's gonna get a Christmas bonus like never before. Mr. Daniels, I got your call waiting here for you. We anticipated your arrival. Everything is taken care of. And we want to make sure that you have the best experience possible. Yes, Bartholomew. Thank you, Bartholomew. Mr. Daniels, my name is not Bartholomew. You look like a Bartholomew. All right, what's your name again? How about we just call you Bartholomew? Cool? No worries, Mr. Daniels. You can call me Bartholomew. All right, here's a tip. There you go. Here's a tip. Mr. Daniels, I have your call waiting for you. I know you told me last night that you would be coming out early, so we had your call waiting for you and made sure that they pulled it up and take care of you. Thank you, Bartholomew. Yeah, Bartholomew is it. Bartholomew is it. Woo, it's better on this side, but we're going to get there. Van life. For those of you that don't have a man in the building, we have an alternative option for you. Alternative option. Now, I told y'all yesterday that y'all got a few options to choose from. The first one to choose from is migrant shelters. Listen. I'm telling you that everything is becoming so overpriced that we're going to have to start evaluating what the American dream is. We got to start evaluating what the American dream is. The American dream has escaped us. No longer is it a white picket fence, a bunch. Y'all so crazy in the chat. No longer is it a white picket fence with 2 children, 1 income. She takes care of the children and you come home from your job and say, and then she packs your lunch in your lunch pail and then she puts some hot chocolate in your lunch in order to get you going. And you see the kids and they say, oh, daddy. That's not the American dream in the United States of the Americas anymore, baby. We got a whole new president, a whole new regime. We got a border czar that's upending everything. We got inflation that's out of control. They keep telling us that they're adding jobs. Where? You still feel poor. Overwhelmingly, most people can't even come up with $1,000 in an emergency. That's what the statistics tell us. Most people that make over $100,000 a year, on average, most people that make over $100,000 a year on average they are living paycheck to paycheck. That's a fact. So what do? Well, over in California, they said they sick of it because they've seen so many people get on YouTube, get them an RV or live in van life that they said that we're no longer accepting anybody that's deciding that they want to live van life anymore over here in California. So you got to find another place to be able to park your car, man.
The idea of setting down roots is a fundamental part of our shared experience, but it differs for everyone. Buying or renting, homes versus condos versus apartments in the city or out in the burbs. But for some people who have fallen on hard times, sometimes their best option is just to put life in park for a second and focus their energy on getting to more stable ground. In San Francisco's Bernal Heights neighborhood, some people have been living in their RVs parked along the side of the road for years. But that could change very soon. And neighbors tell our Jose Martinez, not soon enough.
New parking restrictions like that one are popping up all over Bernal Heights Boulevard to deter homeless people from parking their RVs overnight. Residents tell me enough is enough. It's been 5 months since Zulema Bolio and her husband bought this RV and started parking it right here on Bernal Heights Boulevard.
Did y'all see that? Y'all see that? We are becoming a nation of homelessness. People are basically, and this is not new. They have been doing this for years. Years on top of years. Shout out to Frank White. Frank White. Oh. For years. If y'all want to get in touch with me on a business tip for anything that y'all not need to get in touch with me about, make sure y'all email me. Anton, I only do business through emails. If it's some fake TikTok or Instagram account, it's not me. Anton Daniels 413@gmail.com. I appreciate y'all. For years, people have been living like this in their vans. People go and buy a van. They had an RV show here at the Huntington Place. I'll walk straight over to the Huntington Place. Whenever they have some conference, they'll have the car shows and the RV shows. And so when I wake up on Saturday or Sunday morning and say, hey, y'all want to go see what's happening at the conference? I'm like, yeah. So we go over there and we look at all of these RVs. And I told Rita, I said, listen, I will never, ever travel in an RV again. I did that junk when I was younger. I didn't like it. You know how much you got to empty it out from all of the poop and get it prepared? Yo, it's so much work. Then you got to drive that thing. I said, we could have just took a plane and just enjoy life. Take a plane, get in a hotel, go out, do what we want to do, and have a good time. We out here driving this big old RV. I don't care how modern it is, but you can sleep. I'm not the one sleeping. I'm the one that got to drive the whole time. I don't want to be in no RV. You can keep that RV. Listen, I know a lot of people think that it's cool. They want to do the RV road trips. I'm not doing it. I tried it. I didn't like it. It wasn't fun. And it wasn't a good experience at all. I am not the RV guy. I am a first class plane ticket flying mother effer. Flat out. Flat out. I'm not an RV guy. But everybody is now buying RVs so that they can just be able to survive now. This is the new American dream.
We have some puppies, and we were renting. They asked us for a lot of money for them. So we saw it would be a little better to move here instead of paying almost $3,000.
Not the dog. Ugh. Listen. Y'all got to help me to understand what this. We're going to get to this. Y'all have to help me to understand what is the obsession with animals. I don't understand it. What is this obsession with animals? Now, listen, I'm not against you having a pet. I'm not. Lord knows I'm not against you having a pet. As a matter of fact, I think that some of these pets are a lot more loyal than the women that y'all married to. That's here nor there. But here's my thing. I do not understand the obsession with animals when you're poor. Why are you homeless living in a van in an RV, but then you have to another mouth to feed, and he's sitting up there drooling, and you got dog hair everywhere? Yo, having an animal with poverty is crazy. Going to get dog food when you ain't got no place to lay your head is insane. That's insane. Insane. Lord knows, and listen, if you want to get you a pet, have a pet, but at least have a place for them to be able to run around and, having some kind of a dog that you got to feed when you married and y'all broke together in an RV on the side of the road getting your home towed. Come on, man. Come on, bro. I don't understand it. But let me hear the rest of this because I want to be open-minded.
$1,000 for the two of us and the 3 puppies.
She says they both work cleaning at a restaurant nearby and have been struggling to provide proof of enough income to qualify for another apartment.
Well, it's our turn to see where to move. We have the idea of possibly moving to South San Francisco, but we still don't know.
Welcome to San Francisco. They coming to your city.
They have to move sooner than they planned, now that the city has announced plans to tackle street safety and public health issues in this part of town. It's what Bernal Heights longtime resident Mark tells me they've been asking for quite some time.
They're very nice people, but for 4 years they've been here. There's no place for them to take showers. There's no, they throw their garbage out. This is not how they should be treated.
Residents like Mark have been complaining to the city since 2020 when the number of RVs parked here increased because of the pandemic. But over the last few months, the conditions around the area started to deteriorate. Many residents sent letters and emails asking for more enforcement in the area. And the city responded with a confirmation that this is a no overnight parking zone. The solution? Reinstall the signs that were either vandalized or removed before active enforcement begins on March 28th. The mayor's office raised concerns about illegal dumping like sewage that's causing a health hazard in the neighborhood.
People are constantly going back through here to pee. That's a given. And also further down, they go down that hill by the public garden.
Other people like Nelly Cáceres, who's been working in the area for more than 5 years, agree. She says there is a line between compassion and addressing quality of life issues, so the community might be divided.
Mucha gente unos están a favor, otros están en contra.
Many people are in favor, and others are against it because they say that some are good people and others are bad. But the truth is, with these new signs, it seems perfect to me, although many cars have not yet moved.
Zulema says she'll continue to seek help through organizations to find a spot at one of those RV-safe parking sites. But for now, she has a message.
Pues en sí de que...
If at any...
Hold on, man. Hold on. What is wrong with speaking English? How do y'all get apartments, get approved, get RVs, buy cars, get licenses, jobs, and y'all don't know hablo English? And you pissing in the woods and you don't know how to speak English? So if I say, hey, no pissing in the woods, you don't know what I'm saying now. So now we got a misunderstanding because you don't know what I'm saying and I don't know what you're saying and I don't want you pissing in the woods and you knew you wasn't supposed to be here in the first place. How come ain't nobody speak no English on the West Coast? Nobody speak English on the West Coast? Nobody? Jesus Christ.
At any point we bother them, they can simply tell us, and we'll see what to do. Because in the end, we're all people, and we're all in this together.
No, we're not. No, we're not. Meanwhile, on another front, if you look over in California, everybody is having a housing crisis. Listen, it's a housing crisis on every front. And part of the reason why it's a housing crisis over there in California is insurance. So many insurers are literally leaving every area because it's no longer feasible or profitable for them to do so.
The insurance industry here in California is in crisis. Tonight, KCRA3 Investigates reveals another company will stop covering homeowners here in California. American National says this could start impacting customers by August.
Yeah, this is just the latest insurance company to announce changes like this, making it difficult to find and keep insurance coverage for some Californians. KCRA3 Investigates Liz Mitri talked to some homeowners affected by the emergency and state leaders who say relief is on the way.
For homeowners,
it's getting harder and harder and more expensive.
It's a problem. It seems unsustainable to me.
And those trying to help them.
The insurance industry in California is in a crisis.
Things have never been harder.
I feel helpless. I feel frustrated.
Kelly Life has been an insurance agent for 36 years.
People used to shop insurance. Well, now you don't do that anymore.
In the last year, 7 of the 12 largest insurance groups in California have either paused or restricted new homeowner policies.
It is a crisis. There's not enough carriers that are willing to write business, and the ones who say that they are, they make it so difficult.
So this is the cul-de-sac where we live in the Bar J Ranch.
Jim Kayafis learned that the hard way.
We've never had a fire in the area.
But his Cameron Park home is in El Dorado County, where other communities did see devastating damage during the Caldor fire in 2021. So suddenly, the insurance company he's used for years put him on notice.
That they weren't going to renew our policy.
Instead, he was told
that our only option was the California Fair Plan.
Something Paul Parks,
California Fair Plan is anything but fair.
Is also learning about while house hunting in hopes of moving back to California.
It's very minimal coverage, and it's not cheap.
It's supposed to be the state's insurer of last resort, offering basic fire insurance when traditional companies won't. But since so many companies won't, as the increasing cost of claims has outpaced insurance rates, the Fair Plan has experienced historic growth.
Thank you for calling the California Fair Plan. Due to increased call volume, we are temporarily extending our customer service hours to Monday through Friday.
They are inundated. They're overwhelmed.
The Fair Plan says it's getting about 1,000 applications a day.
That's the next thing that happens. You just get disconnected. Yep. Yeah. Welcome. Welcome to my world.
Legislative oversight hearings like this one
That's a huge priority for us.
Are focusing on the insurance commissioner's plan to address this crisis.
This is unprecedented. We've never been in this situation before.
Ricardo Lara talked with us on Zoom from his home in Los Angeles.
We're going to modernize the entire insurance market in California.
He says part of the problem is right now insurance companies are limited in what they can factor in when asking the state to raise rates. His plan would allow companies to account for things like climate change and how much those companies are spending to insure themselves. In exchange, those companies would then be required to write more policies in high wildfire risk areas.
But we're going to simultaneously depopulate the Fair Plan, which we need.
Knowing that it can take time before these changes are felt, why not intervene sooner?
Well, you know, there's a process that we need to follow statutorily.
He hopes to change regulations by the end of the year, leading to relief for homeowners by next year.
It's not soon enough and it's not fast enough.
Life says homeowners in California are victims in all this.
It has been frustrating, but then it's, well, you just have to live with it. It's a sunshine tax.
Parks is...
Here's my question. Why would anybody move to California? I heard LeBron trying to get up out of California. Why? What the call? Okay, so all right. So let's take, because I know all of the rich people got the heck up out of there. Most of the rich people that could or was smart, they got up out of there and they hurry up and they sold their home, and they even sold their home at a discount, even so that they can prevent themselves from being subjected to that rich tax or whatever it is, right? So and they saying that they're going to use that to spend more on social services. But why would anybody actually go and actively move to California with the amount of taxes, the issues, the problems, the crime, the homelessness, the costs, and the fact that you can't even get insurance for your house anymore over there? I don't know why anybody will move to California. You said you're an insurance agent in California and it's insane. I don't know why anybody are moving to California. Their property taxes is crazy. And don't get me wrong, I like visiting California, especially to do my meetups and to kick it and all of that stuff. But it's no way in the world that I would ever move to California. That just sounds, I don't know. Sounds a little crazy. Let me read a couple super chats and then I'm going to take y'all international and then we're going to bring it back to the United States of America. Brittany B says, Count Dracula concierge. Shout out to my people. I can't wait to go home and get my bike. Quinn says, I kissed my German Shepherd in the mouth. I know you kissed that white woman in the mouth. Quinn said, I kissed my white woman German Shepherd in the mouth. Greg Charlie says, what up, Anton? I'm kind of late. I don't know if someone else said it, but happy 313 day to you. Happy 313 day to you too also, my friend. It is 313 day here in Detroit, and we plan on being outside in this 70-degree weather. We're going to get it popping. Aman01 says, in this case, me or the dog, sorry, Lassie. I don't understand how you poor with animals. Tevin King says, Anton, it got so bad in the city of L.A., passed a law banning all RVs from all public schools, not to mention the homeless living under the bridge and tunnels. We got a crisis that's really not even actively being reported. James, if you want to kick it with me, email me at antondaniels413@gmail.com. Oh, and join the Bag Chasers. Van Lifer says, consider getting a portable toilet from Amazon. It's what a lot of truckers use. Also for men going homeless, if possible, get your CDL class A and live in the truck. It only takes a month. I hear you, big dog. Rebuke homelessness. Willie Love says all the dope boys and hood chicks moved out from Cleveland to Atlanta, Houston, and Miami. The city is now seeing developments. Don't come back. Chris says Cali and NY, I don't see the overall benefit in living there if you're losing more money than making it. I don't see no point in living in Houston, California, New York. I could see the desire for Miami, but most people that go to Miami, they get swallowed up. They're not ready for Miami. It's a lot of places that I don't understand, Chris. I appreciate you for supporting the platform and holding it down. Let's go over to Haiti. I reported on Haiti last week. I want to keep you guys informed on what's happening in Haiti. Did y'all know that Haiti is being taken over by a guy named Barbecue? I'm not making this up, y'all. I'm not making this up. Haiti is being taken over by a guy named Barbecue. Yes, the president or whatever it is, the head over Haiti, he decided to step down and resign because the most powerful man in Haiti now is a guy named Barbecue. And he has beady beads in his hair. And he is basically running the country amok. And he said, we taking over. And the citizens is at his mercy. Yeah. Y'all didn't know that? Y'all know that? I'll bring you up to speed. Check out what's going on in Haiti.
Now the latest on the chaos in Haiti. An anti-terrorism team of U.S. Marines has just been sent to the capital of Port-au-Prince to help protect the U.S. Embassy there. Heavily armed gangs control much of the city, and there is a political vacuum after the country's prime minister said he will resign. Christian Benavides is at Haiti's border with the Dominican Republic, where some people are trying to get out. Christian, good morning.
Vlad, good morning. What's still unclear is a timeline to that transition government. Also, how free and fair elections will be carried out. We're anticipating another busy day here at the border crossing where people are being deported by the truckloads to a country with an uncertain future.
As Haiti's political future hangs in the balance, the neighboring Dominican Republic is cracking down on undocumented Haitians, rounding them up and sending them back to their country.
Wait. So you telling me, because I know all my passport bros, they like to go over to the Dominican Republic and they like to go over to Sosua. We know what you're doing. Over there buying box. Yeah, I know what y'all doing. Y'all ever seen them videos? They over there buying box over there in Sosua. And they don't mind. Listen, they don't mind. That used to be a thing where, like, if you was tricking off and you was buying prostitutes or whatever like that, it used to be to where, like, you kind of hid it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all knew, we all had a family member that was like a crackhead, but we never seen him actually smoke crack. Like, he kind of did it in the shadows, but we knew that he did it because he did all of the crackhead activities, and even he might even, admit that he was itching for a little hit, man. He was scratching himself all the time. But it wasn't something that was just like openly communicated, like, yeah, I'm a crackhead. But now people, they just cool with it. They like, yeah, look, man, I'll buy a box. I ain't tripping about it. Like, what? Yeah, no. Right after him, right after Ray, yeah, I buy a box. Like, wow, that's crazy. Right? So shout out to some of the guys that be getting their passports and going overseas, taking them Spirit flights. They got Spirit flights over the Dominican Republic. Y'all know that? Did y'all know that they got Spirit flights? No, you don't believe me. You think I'm messing around. You think I'm just talking. You think I'm just messing around. I don't know where y'all would fly from to Punta Cana, Santo Domingo. I don't even remember where I stayed at. Where did I stay at? It don't matter. Explore. Ooh, you can head right over there to the Dominican Republic, and they got Spirit flights over Santo Domingo for $246. $246. Now you got to make a stop. You got to make a stop, but you can get over there on a Spirit flight for $246. Head right over to Santo Domingo or go over to Punta Cana. Yeah, you can. Yes, you can. I think that Spirit is fine just like everywhere else. I just want to let y'all know where it is that y'all could do. Right? Oops, look at me messing it up. I just want to let y'all know what's happening. So they taking Spirit flights and they tricking it off and they giving their money over there. But even the Dominican Republic, okay, I remember why I got into this in the first place. Even the Dominican Republic said, listen, if you from Haiti, you can't come here. Dominican Republic, they said that they are basically kicking out people that's crossing the borders and leaving Haiti and trying to get over to neighboring Dominican Republic. They not having it. They are not having it. They sending them back to where they came from. But we over here in the United States of the Americas, we just leave our borders open. It don't matter where you coming from. It don't matter where you going. You can come from anywhere. As long as you coming over here to the United States of America, you fine. But over there, they sending you back. They say, listen, fam, if you came over here, you going back right back to where you came from. If we catch you, you going back home.
Uncertain future.
As Haiti's political future hangs in the balance.
Nah, you're not about to turn what we all had over there over to here.
The neighboring Dominican Republic is cracking down on undocumented Haitians, rounding them up and sending them back to their country.
¿Qué pasó?
They treat us like dogs, this man told us after he was released, adding we were detained since yesterday with no food, nothing.
This is the fourth truck that we've seen.
I didn't know that there was a requirement for them to feed you. I didn't know that it was a requirement for them to feed you, but okay, he said they treat us like dogs. They didn't give us no food or nothing. I'm sorry, sir. Why were you here in the first place? Maybe we need to be more like the Dominican Republic.
Here in just the past 4 hours. This is a scene that happens every day here at the border.
Earlier in the day, this woman collapsed as she was being taken off an overcrowded immigration truck. Haitian-American Dana Josephs happened to be driving by, put her in the back of his truck, and rushed her to the hospital.
It could be my family, but even though I don't even know her. So this is my car that I have to use just to save her life. I'll do it.
These scenes at the border comes at a moment of desperation for Haiti after a coalition of Haitian stakeholders and international leaders, including the U.S., helped usher in the agreement to dissolve Prime Minister Ariel Henry's failing government and replace it. It follows weeks of gang violence that have endangered the streets of the nation's capital and displaced thousands of people. Now some Haitians are skeptical about what comes next. The resignation of Ariel Henry is a game that the Americans are playing, this man said. Others, like this shoemaker, seemed hopeful. Haitians have a duty to see if we can find someone who can put the country back on track, he said. The ongoing unrest has left some Americans in Haiti, like missionary Jill Dolan, stranded.
When we've contacted agents...
Oh, heck no. You too cute to be over there. Let me tell you something. Listen, one thing I know for sure and two things is for certain. You over there with your hair colored? Nope. You over there taking pictures with kids and all of that? Ha! Talking about you stranded. Yeah, that's because you shouldn't have been there in the first place. You shouldn't have been there in the first place. Did you see how they set that cardboard on fire? Oh, no. No. Look, y'all sitting there saying, oh, she cute? She cute? For over there she is. Hell yeah, she cute for over there. Did y'all see what was happening? Hold on, look. Let me show you the difference. Let me show you this man right here.
Others, like this shoemaker, seemed hopeful.
Yes, she's too cute to be over there. Now, listen. Let's put it in perspective. There's a difference between, it's almost like you in your city, right? Let's say that you from Stupidville, Alabama or something, right? Let's say that you from Stupidville, Alabama, and you was the man, homie. You a bad chick in your high school, right? You was one of the baddest chicks. But if you go down to Miami, you're gonna be a Miami 4 or 5. You're going to be a Miami 4 or 5 if you from Shoeville, Crazyville, Alabama, and some obscure place. A Houston 7 is an NYC 4. That's a fact. Listen, I don't care if y'all don't like the way I say it. I am not here to be politically correct. A Memphis 9 is an LA 1, for example, somebody says. It depends on where you from. So you can't use your standards in order to justify how somebody else may see it when they in a war zone. When you in a war zone, you in a war zone. Listen, did y'all see Barbecue? Do you see Barbecue down here? Barbecue is the new leader. Barbecue don't even brush his hair. Barbecue right here, he don't even brush his hair. He cut his hair with a razor and no mirror. A razor and no mirror. So it depends on where you at. And when you say, hey, you too cute to be in a specific area, you may be a Milwaukee 3, but you're going to be a Haiti 9. I'm telling you.
Haitians have a duty to see if we can find someone who can put the country back on track, he said.
Look at that. They burning that stuff in the middle of the street.
Has left some
Look at that
Americans
man.
in Haiti, like missionary Jill Dolton,
Oh
stranded.
yeah. That's a Haiti 11 right there. That's a Haiti 11 right there. I don't know what you talking about. Look at this woman.
When we've contacted agencies to extract us
Man.
out, they have just said it's way too dangerous where you are. You have to stay put.
Forget it.
There are no commercial flights in and out of Haiti. Americans we've spoken to here at the crossing tell us about the treacherous journey they had to make to get here to the Dominican Republic, the only way they can get home. Tony?
Listen, if you got running water over there, you probably a 10 all day long.
As we mentioned a few minutes ago, Haiti is on a brink of becoming a failed state. A gangland rebellion is ripping through the republic. The prime minister has announced he will step down once a transitional presidential council is in place. But will the gang leaders at the heart of the fighting reject that plan, continuing to put Haitians at the center of the crisis? The human toll, hunger, violence, and unrest has been unthinkable. Our Matt Rivers, who's been reporting on conditions there now for years, takes us back to Haiti to see that toll firsthand.
Look at that. Man, yeah, right. What are you doing over there? And Barbecue is over there and running amok.
Collapsing. The country has been ravaged by 2 weeks of chaos, of bloodshed, of intense fighting and horrific human suffering with no obvious way out. Port-au-Prince is no stranger to gang violence, but an unholy alliance has emerged between the most powerful armed groups, now unified behind this man, Jimmy Chercier, a.k.a. Barbecue.
Hey, here's my question. I wonder if the Russian merchant of death is over there doing his job and making sure that he get all of these weapons delivered over there to Haiti. They ain't got money for food, but they got money for weapons. Where are they getting all of this ammunition from? Just a question before we listen. Today is not the day to deep dive in order to try to figure out where the war is happening and who's profiting off of it. Today is not the day to talk about resources, all of this stuff, right? But here's my question. Where is Barbecue here getting all of his funding and his backing? I'm just asking a weird question. How did we trade the Russian merchant of death for Brittany Griner? And then how are they getting all of these weapons and unlimited ammunition over there in Haiti? I didn't even know that they had any factories. Just a question.
Premier étape dans bataille nous c'est retirer Ariel Henry sous pouvoir. Ensuite, pour nous déclencher bataille réelle contre le pouvoir et pour nous déclencher bataille réelle contre le système qui est là, système oligarque corrompu, politicien traditionnel corrompu.
And that first step, now done. The unelected Prime Minister, Ariel Henry, resigned on Monday after agreeing to a transitional government. Henry now out after weeks of horrific violence led by Barbecue, Haiti's most notorious gang leader. He and his soldiers have launched massive coordinated assaults around Port-au-Prince for nearly 2 weeks. Dozens of police stations, many destroyed. Gang members even showing off stolen body armor. Constant assaults at the airport forced it to shut down too.
Listen, bro. I know it's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. There's a lot of destabilization around the world, and for reasons that we probably can't even talk about here today. But here's my question. Well, let me back up. I'm not even gonna ask a question. Let's really summarize it by saying this. As much as we complain about what is happening here, when we look at what's happening over there, I'd rather be here than over there. Now, I'd rather be in Tokyo than over here, but I'd rather be here than over there. All right? So we got to get our own house in order, and we got to get the beam out of our own eye, but it's important for us to bring you up to date on a general idea without too much deep diving. Maybe we could deep dive in a future episode of Room 9. I'm putting that channel together. It's important for us to not understate how privileged and blessed we are to be here in the United States of America. As much as I don't like what's happening in this country, I'm adamant about protecting it because I ain't from Africa and I ain't from Haiti and I ain't never even been to those places. I ain't even been to Johannesburg. All right. One day I might visit. I'm pretty sure I'm never going to go to Haiti. One day I might visit, but on the flip side, I'm very, very thankful to be here. And I'm going to continue to bring visibility into the things that's meaningful here in the United States of America. Let me read a couple more super chats, and then we're going to finish up with one more thing. Tabit or Thabit Bay says, AD, is there an age requirement to be a bag chaser? There is not. I'm 53, really want to experience financial freedom before I'm 60. You there. We can get you there. Tired of living paycheck to paycheck. Link to the Patreon is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. The only age requirement is being old enough to be able to hit the button to start a video so that you can learn and start to get this work. Come get this work. Link to the Patreon is in the description. Watch too much reality. 7, I have friends in healthcare and I'm currently working in workers' comp. All the insurance carriers in California ducking and dodging paying folks. Yeah, because it comes out of their bottom line and they don't like California. Zach says we taking over. Shout out to Khaled. Shout out to Zach. I appreciate you for holding me down and thank you for contributing to the platform. So with all of the homelessness and unstable regions and van life and stuff like that, it was interesting that this actually came up on my algorithm. And it's a guy that basically was talking about how relieved and how blessed he is. And basically, he also highlighted the difference in what you feel when you pay off your mortgage or you don't have a mortgage versus somebody that has a mortgage, right? And I know that we like to conflate home ownership and we like to say, oh, man, you own your home. No, the bank owns your home. And if you miss a couple payments, then they can come and take it, right? And so I don't think we have enough conversation about the difference in what the feeling is because I don't think people really understand and they're not really working towards getting there because we think that home ownership is having a 30-year mortgage, and it's not. It's not. Home ownership is not a 30-year mortgage. Contrary to popular belief, home ownership is not a 30-year mortgage. I don't know if y'all have ever experienced not having a house payment. It's different. It's a whole nother experience. So I want to go ahead and share this video. I didn't get a chance to watch it beyond the first minute. But I'm going to share this video. And the content creator's name is JJ Buckner. JJ Buckner. And the name of the video is, and I'm trying to share more content creators and give credit and give visibility to other content creators and stuff like that. So as a part of my effort to do so, I'm sharing this video, and he's saying this is what he's learned living mortgage free. Make sure that you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So it's been almost a year now since my wife and I officially paid off our mortgage, the house I'm sitting in right now. You know, this house is nothing spectacular, but I'll tell you this. It feels pretty damn good every night I lay my head down on my pillow knowing that the house I'm sleeping, the roof over my head, is completely mine. It's officially been paid off for almost a year now. And kind of what I wanted to make this video is I wanted to talk to you guys about some of the things that I've learned throughout this past year with having a paid off mortgage, and some things that I didn't really, I guess, fully realize, and kind of how I felt with having this fully paid off mortgage. Now, if you guys are interested in seeing some of the journey that we got to paying off our mortgage, I'll link some videos down below in the description. You guys can also follow me on Instagram at JJ Buckner. I'm pretty active over there with our daily lives and personal finance goals and stuff like that. But when it comes to paying off our mortgage, we kind of settled on this goal a while ago, to be honest. It was probably 4 years ago that we really started talking about it. And we weren't even in this house yet. We just always had a goal to pay off our mortgage for, you know, the obvious reasons. It's usually one of the highest expenses you have every single month. It's also a burden to have to pay that every single month. And it's a big reason why a lot of people take some of the jobs that they do, is because of the house that they're having to pay for. And then with a house, as we all homeowners, all of us know, there's other expenses that come with that. There's property taxes. There is insurance, there's water bills, electricity, internet. You know, the list kind of goes on and on.
So let me stop him right there, because I think that he made some really good points and some really important points. The first thing is that we don't really take into consideration the true cost of home ownership. The only thing we look at is the payment. We look at the mortgage. Man, I got to make this mortgage payment every month. Man, I got to make this mortgage payment every month. Even as a real estate investor, let's say you're renting out your property. And I hate the conversation where people say, how many doors you got? What do you mean how many doors I got? How many doors you got? That's a thing in the real estate industry as far as people that consider themselves real estate investors. How many doors you got? Well, I don't think that that's a fair question. And the reason that I don't think that that's a fair question is because it doesn't add to context, right? Most people that have these properties are paying a mortgage, which is cool. But then they try to act like they, oh man, I'm really scaling up and I'm doing this. Listen, man, if you got more than 2 or 3 properties and you got some vacancies, you're going to catch hell. It's going to be a very, very, very difficult day for you. If you got more than 2 or 3 properties that's vacant at a time, you gon' catch hell, because you got to carry those properties and you got to renovate them and you got to prepare people to get into them. And if you're trying to lease them out and it's somebody that's, you know what I'm saying, that is listing it for you, a real estate agent is going to take 1 month's rent, and then you got to get the security deposit and hope that they pay and all of this stuff, right? And then you got to hope that it cash flow. And so you're asking for more money than what you're really covering in the mortgage and the property taxes and the insurance, hoping that they pay their rent on time. And so when people ask me and they say, man, how many doors you got? That's basically how many properties that you're controlling, but it's not really answering the question as far as how you really operate and whether or not you're profitable, because you may make slightly more, but then you go into a negative situation because the amount of doors that you have is not actually telling you the whole story. So when you ask me how many doors that I have, I say, you mean how many doors that I have that don't have no mortgage on it? All of them. I do not have a property that I have a mortgage on. Man, Anton, how much is it costing you? Or no, they say, what's the interest rate that you paying on the loan in order to build the property? 0, because it's coming out of my own pocket. Absolutely nothing. 100% out of my own pocket. I'll rather suffer now than suffer later. I'd rather suffer now, make the sacrifice. Okay, Anton, your budget is shot for, the next 6 months because you funding the building of this thing and you can't go out here and just, you can't go out here and buy some kind of Bugatti or Rolls Royce. Listen, the Rolls Royce is the house. The house is then going to pay for the Rolls Royce. You missing what I'm saying. Why wouldn't I spend $300,000-$400,000 building a house and then let the house pay for the Rolls Royce? The property is then going to pay for the lifestyle. My money is going to get to making more money. And then that money could then make sure to take care of the lifestyle. So I'm willing to sacrifice. And then I'll say, okay, well then listen, 6 months, a year from now, we going to play it a little bit differently. And I tell my chick that all the time. I say, listen, it's a time to spend. It's a time to go out in there and do whatever you do. And then it's a time to buckle down and get to this bag. It's a time to spend and reinvest. Or a time to spend and go and party. And then it's a time to buckle down and go and get this bag. You see what I'm saying? And so a lot of people, they don't know the feeling of being 100% free from under the thumb of a mortgage company or a credit card company, or in this case, we're just going to say a mortgage company. But let's continue.
And then there's regular maintenance. You got to spend money to keep your house updated or maintained. But really, the first thing that comes to mind of some...
Hold on, let me answer this. Somebody said, what the F is a house going to do if you have nothing to start with? How do you have nothing to start with? See, the problem a lot of times is that we up our lifestyle in order to justify how we live in, and we don't want to make the sacrifice. Well, you don't want to go back well, first, hold on. Let me start all the way from the beginning. A lot of y'all don't want to actually get something that's in your price range, in your budget. You want to get a 30-year mortgage so that you can then max your payment up to whatever it is that you live in your lifestyle based off, and that's not the way. Maybe you need a 10-year or a 15-year, or maybe you could just stay with your parents a little bit longer, or stay with a roommate, or stay with a grandmother, or stay with your brother, or whatever you need to do, and save longer, and then just splurge it out. But oh man, how can I splurge out on a $500,000 home? Why you gotta need a $500,000 home? Why you can't get something that's lower and cheaper and start off? And then as you continue to save up and get equity because you don't have a mortgage payment, then you can then trade in, or you can sell that home, or you can rent it out and then get something a little bit different. You can sell that home, do a 1031 exchange. Now we going into the Patreon. Sell the home, take some additional cash, do a 1031 exchange, get another property that's of equal or more value, and still not have a mortgage, and you can continue to level up if you feel like you need more room. But we don't want to have that conversation. You don't hear 1031 exchanges being communicated about in the community. They only say, yeah, man, we could just, listen, go get it. You know what I'm saying? Get the property, fix it up a little bit, get it reappraised, take 80% of the value out of it, go get another one, go get another one, go get another one. Come on, man. We don't want to talk about, okay, maybe you need to sacrifice and not go get a car payment. Maybe you need to catch the bus for another couple years in order to be able to stack the money that you would have been paying for a car. Now you have the ability to be able to eliminate PMI if you decide to go and buy a home. We don't want to talk about that. The only thing we talk about is what we think we deserve. Meanwhile, you over here wearing Burberry, you got on Balenciaga shoes, you got a Miri jean. Well, I don't know what the new jeans is. I wear Levi's, so I wear Levi's and and $5 t-shirts, right? We want to talk about all of the things that we ain't doing. Meanwhile, you going out there, you traveling, you feel like you deserve it. No, you don't want to stay down long enough and then eliminate the possibility of having to pay interest over into the bank.
Stuff that I learned with having a year's worth of, being mortgage free is the true freedom that it really brings, guys. Now, don't get me wrong. you kind of have this anticipation of, and most people are probably paying off their mortgage for majority of the same reasons, and that's to get more freedom back, to have more financial stability. And you know, you think that, and that helps you get to your goal, but once you actually hit that goal, and then those first few payments coming out that don't have to go towards the mortgage, you know, like roughly we paid around $1,000 a month for this mortgage. That was $1,000 extra every single month that I got back to my name. Now, the first month it's still a little, I didn't really notice it that much, but that second and third month, when you're really like, wow, it's been 3 months since I haven't made a $1,000 check to the mortgage company. It's been 5 months since I haven't made a $1,000 check to the mortgage company. Guys, that's roughly 12 grand my family got back to spend on whatever we want to spend our money on. Travel, going out to eat more, whatever it may be. And I guess you don't really see that, or you don't really feel it until it's actually there. Like, it's the goal that gets you to the point, but once you're actually at that point and you have that mortgage paid off and you're saving that money every single month, you really start to feel and also see, you see the bank account growing larger. And you kind of have to say, okay, well, what are we going to do with this money now? You know, now what do we do? Where are we going to allocate this? Some of it's going to go towards investments, and some of it's going to go towards having more fun because we worked to get to this goal. And it also feels nice, guys. It feels better whenever you're in this, you know, mortgage-free home. When I'm out in the backyard playing with the kids, or, you know, whenever we had the family over and we're doing a family barbecue, I'm flipping the burgers, drinking my beer, and I'm thinking to myself, man, like, it's just...
Nice.
It's a surreal feeling that never gets old. You know, I feel like for the full year we've had this mortgage paid off, not once have I thought to myself, like, you know when you go buy a new car, right? You're driving down the road off the lot and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing, I love this car. And then, you know, 3 months go by and you go get in your car and it still feels pretty new, but then 2 years go by.
And the feeling wear off.
Or 1 year rather. And you go hop in the car, it don't feel as new. You got kids stuff all over the place, it's got dirty. You know, it doesn't have that new car smell anymore. That's not how this works with the mortgage-free, you know, house. Whenever I had this mortgage-free house, every single month felt just as good as the other one. And it still feels good to this day, knowing that this mortgage is completely paid off. And I know you guys will say out there like, oh, I'd rather have my money in the S&P 500 or doing this or whatever. And I'll tell you this. I could have made double the amount of money by having my money in this. Let's say I could have made double amount of money in the S&P 500. I don't think, knowing the money I have in there, that would not have given me as much joy as having this mortgage-free payment, knowing that my family is taken care of if something happens to me. If I would die tomorrow, I know that my wife and my kids are taken care of. Between my term life insurance and also between having a mortgage-free payment and some money coming in from investments, they're set up. So the second thing I really learned from living this mortgage-free life for about a year now is you truly do have more money to do things with. I know I touched on this a little bit already in the video, so I'm not gonna spend too much time here. But after those first few months of, you know, having that mortgage payment covered and not having to have that money go out, it does really start to build up a lot faster in the bank account. So then you gotta think to yourself, you're like, okay, you know, I'm gonna put an X amount of dollars here in investments, and then we're gonna have this X amount of dollars to spend and do whatever we want. Some things my wife and I love to do. We love to travel, and we love to go out to eat and try different foods. And we've got to do that a lot over this past year. This past year, we spent 5 weeks in Hawaii.
K. Cooper, are you really asking me where can you find a house for $200,000? Wow. Wow. Listen. Y'all are really disconnected from reality. Y'all are super disconnected from reality. If you're saying, where can you find a house for $200,000? Then y'all sit here and say it to me. Y'all talk about me a lot of times. No, y'all are disconnected from reality. Incredibly disconnected. Really? Listen, y'all gotta, you know how we say, yo, you need to get outside of your comfort zone in order to really start to travel, get outside of your city so you can see other things and learn new things and stuff like that. Listen, man, if y'all don't go on Redfin and instead of being on Instagram all day, download Trulia and Zillow and spend some time on all of these applications so you can start to explore and start to understand it a little bit different. You do not need $400,000 for a home. What are y'all talking about? I might have to do a Patreon exclusive. Y'all really, really need to start looking and broadening your horizons and being open-minded and seeing what's around y'all. It's so much opportunity around y'all. But I think a lot of times we just get caught up in what's promoted to us and then also keeping up with the Joneses. We get caught up in what's promoted to us and what's speaking and what's and keeping up with the Joneses. Man, listen, y'all better start acting y'all wage. I'll do you one better. Act the wage that you know will be beneficial for your children. Act the wage, WAGE, that you know will be beneficial for your children. Think of how much more you can do for your kids, paying their school, paying for them to go to school, not having to worry about a mortgage, not having to worry about working 3 jobs in order to survive. But if you decide that you want to work an extra job, then it just goes into funding your new business or stuff like that. Think about some more things that you can actually be successful. Man, get the hell out of California, man. Run from California. Run. Do you know why I'm building this house? Because somebody, I heard somebody says, then show us. Yo, that's what I'm doing. I'm experiencing it, and then I'm going to give you my learned lessons when I'm done of what it took for me to build the house, buy the property, and all of that stuff. And then I'm going to use a compare and contrast of what I usually do from some other properties that I own that I bought turnkey. But then even those, when you're thinking about a rental property and what I'm looking for in a rental property is much different than a place that I'm looking to live in myself. I'm telling you, man, y'all missing out. There's so much opportunity. So much opportunity. You don't need to have $100,000 as a down payment in order for you to get into a place that's affordable and allow for you to be successful. Anyways, that's for another time. I'm definitely about to go and put my bike together, and I got some business to take care of, and then we got Wednesday night that's gonna be popping, and we gonna get it in. We gonna get it in. Whatever y'all do, I heard it's $150,000, $200,000 homes in Dolton, Illinois. Y'all might be careful. Might want to be careful. Research the mayor and the city supervisor before you go in. Before you go into whatever city you're gonna go in, and don't get caught up with Tiffany Henyard as your mayor. That's for sure. Cody Marshall says you done a great job with the Boyce interview. Continue to stick to your guns. Here's some money for the collect. Shout out to the people that's holding me down. I appreciate the people that's holding me down in the collection plate. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for looking out for your boy. Listen, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Quentin said, "What kind of bike you got?" Nope, I didn't get that kind of bike. Here, I'm going to show you what kind of bike I got. I shouldn't be doing this. I should not show you what kind of bike I have because they not promoting me for this. Y'all always getting me to promote people and stuff that hold on, I got to pull it up. I'll show you what kind of bike I have, Quentin. I think it's called the Is it? I think this is it. I got an e-bike. This is the type of bike that I have. I did not buy. This is the bike that I got right here. And then I got a couple more accessories to go with it. But it's called the Ride One Up. I did some research. I was about to get one of the competitors. I forgot what the competitor name is. But I was about to get what is the name of it? Anyways, this is the type of bike that I got. So it's an e-bike, and they shipped it to me, and it cost me like $2,400 because I got the ride center storage and passenger kit and So I'm gonna test it out, and if I like it a lot, then I'll wind up buying 2 more. I'll buy one for Rita. Rita got a different type of bike, but I'll wind up buying one for my daughter, and then buying one for Rita. Leslie ain't really riding nothing right now. She just been driving her car every single day because she obsessed with driving because she just got her license. But yeah, this is the bike that I got. So this is what I'll be getting around in downtown when I don't want to catch public transportation, and then that's what I'm gonna be rolling with. So yep. That is the type of bike that I bought. It's called the Ride One Up. You guys will see me vlogging on it. Yeah, man, I'm riding around in my bike. And that's what I'm going to be doing. So that's the type of bike that I got. I forgot what the competitor's name was. Senora Oro says, joining the Patreon today. Shout out to Senor Oro. Scooters are fun, but it's more difficult for you to get them in your buildings and do all of that stuff. So I'm still thinking about buying another motorcycle. Quentin keep telling me that I shouldn't get a Honda CBR 1000 RR, but that's because Quentin is a speed demon. Quentin is a speed demon, so he race bikes in real time, and he spent a lot of money. Shout out to Salty Balls with the 10 ball. I appreciate you. I know I'm going to talk about the charges AL. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow as far as the charges on Trump. That wasn't a part of today's show. But yeah, man, so no, I don't have a special helmet. So yeah, I'm still thinking about getting another motorcycle, but I don't know. That's in here nor there. That's a whole nother conversation. So listen, I love you guys. You're a bougie Ducati guy. I'm not. I'm a Honda CBR 1000 RR. Thinking about getting another one. And it's only going to cost me like $16,000, $17,000. Let me see. Honda.com. Motorcycles. Street. Well, let's do this. Products. Sport. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking about getting right here. The American Way. Because I used to have a Honda, and I loved it. And so I'm thinking about going ahead and buying another one, but I'm going to buy it new if I'm going to get it. You know me. It's only one color option, baby. Only one color option with ABS or no ABS. So, which is only a $300 option. So thinking about getting me a CBR 1000 RR. But yeah, man. Quinn want me to buy a bunch of other stuff, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to. Look at him. Ew. Oh, my God. Anyways, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to see y'all on the live stream tonight. Let me read one more super chat before I get up out of here. Easy Money said, that's my dog. Why wouldn't I be safe? Y'all don't think I'm going to be safe? Y'all know I ride? I'm not a Quentin rider, but I definitely ride. All right, I'm expecting to see y'all on the night show. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I need y'all to do me one more favor before we get up out of here. Quentin, you want me to get what? Get that CBR SP? I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for continuing to rock out. I'm going to see y'all tonight. Peace. I'll see you, Bitcoin Brown. I'm going to hit you up this weekend, bro. Hey, Quentin, call me. Hit me up, Quentin.